Alright, opponent finally decided to arrive, and they won the die roll. Chosen to play first, and we'll keep our hand as well. Alright, so he's got a turn one play. He took our pilgrims, eh? What a jerk. So we have the turn two Scorn Villager, which should be pretty nicely into a turn three Slayer of the Wicked if he plays a werewolf here, which it looks like he might be doing since he's green-red. Or just a wolf. Alrighty, that's fine. We're still laying out the Scorn Villager because that's actually the only thing we can play. Alright, best case scenario, he either plays a werewolf or doesn't play anything, and so we're able to play our Hollow Henge or something. Ooh, that's pretty bad. Pyreheart puts a dent in our plans. Few options here. I could just play the Loyal Cathar. I could play the Festerhide Boar. I think what I'm going to do, though, is pass the turn, leaving mana up to Midnight Haunting, and that also flips our werewolf. And that also lets us play some nice spells if we don't draw another land. Oh, yikes, Instigator Gang. Okay, well, we found a nice target for our Slayer of the Wicked. Alright, so he doesn't have any mana now to pump up his Kessig Wolf, so we're going to go ahead and block that with both of our guys. It's unfortunate that we have to lose both of our spirits, but it's pretty much worth it here. Alright, so plan is to attack here. If he blocks, then we're just going to Spidery Grasp and then play the Loyal Cathar. If he doesn't block, yeah, then we get to play the Slayer anyway. So good value here. And yes, I would like to kill your werewolf. We still have to deal with the Pyreheart Wolf, but we have quite a few creatures to play from our hand, so that's going to be nice. Oh, and he's just attacking. Hopefully he doesn't have another spell to play then. Or just a Dawn Treader Elk, which I'm perfectly fine with. Again, I'm going to attack with both, and since he doesn't have any green mana up, I will definitely use Spidery Grasp if he blocks. He did not block, though, so I have a potential 6 mana. And I think here I'm just going to play the Cathar and the Gather the Townsfolk. This flips my werewolf, but it gets a lot of guys on the board, so the Pyreheart Wolf is actually not so good. And now we're more likely to trade next turn with one of our guys, which lets us to play the 5/5 Festerhide Boar. Another elk, sure. Perfectly fine with that. Alrighty, so we're just going to go ahead and attack in with our 2 creatures with 2 power or greater. I'm fine if he trades, I'm fine if he blocks and then sacks. Either way, I'm perfectly fine. We have some combat tricks just in case he does. And if he doesn't have a trick, then we can just straight up play the Festerhide Boar. Alright, so he's going to let that trade, which I find a little bit interesting, but perfectly acceptable. We get the Trampler now, and he's probably going to sack this for land, I would imagine. No, okay, Ambush Viper, sure. What's really nice is with the Festerhide Boar, since it has Trample, we can remove any blockers that he blocks with from combat, and they're going to take the full 5 damage, so that's something really nice to interact with. Alright, so he only has 2 toughness guys, so I'm just going to attack with everything that has 2 power or more. And again, I think the Ambush Viper is probably blocking the Festerhide Boar, so the Hollow Henge is just going to make him take 5 damage straight off the bat here. So that's a cute interaction to remember, folks. Trample makes it so that the full damage is going to go through. Cute little interaction there. So he goes to 3 life, so he's basically just dead the Hollow Henge Spirit since we have 2 pump effects in our hand. Yep, and you saw the writing on the wall. So some sweet interactions that maybe you could learn from, I don't know, if you hadn't thought about that before. I mean, it usually doesn't come up, but the fact that Trample and removing the other creature from combat, you have to make sure that you remove the opponent's creature from combat, though. otherwise it won't work. And apparently we're lagging now, so we are going to restart the not the computer, the empty. Alright, crisis averted. We are back in deck building, or sorry, sideboarding, and I don't think I'm going to sideboard anything in. There's not really too much we have in terms of sideboard options anyway, and I think our deck is perfectly suitable for the werewolf matchup. As long as we draw the Slayer of the Wicked for his Instigator gang, that is. Excuse me. Alright, the opponent has chosen to play first again. And yeah, we're going to keep our hand. We have a Gather the Townsfolk and a Butcher's Cleaver. So that seems pretty decent. Oh, well, the Young Wolf is a bit of a hassle. Ooh, maybe I should have sideboarded out the Demon Male Hauberk. Although, I guess Flyers is pretty good against werewolves. So hopefully we can get that on a flyer. Ooh, he's curving out on us, eh? Alrighty. Eat my humans, yeah. Alright, so next turn we play the Cleaver, I guess, depending on what we draw. Young Wolf is a bit of a hassle. that card always turns out to be more of a pain than you think, especially if you don't have any creatures that can block it effectively for the first while. I'm going to take the damage here. I'm going to wait until I have a creature that can block it without dying. And he played a Kessig Wolf after. Alright, we drew a Break of Day, but well, I guess we attack. We're not blocking anyway. A little bit awkward though, we're going to be taking 6 damage next turn. Actually, I'm going to play a Spidery Grasp on the Kessig, or on my human, and block the Kessig Wolf. That seems like a little bit better of a plan. Leaves us susceptible to many tricks, but eating his Kessig Wolf seems pretty good if he doesn't have any. Ah, he has the Geist Flame. Ah, Fires of Undeath. Okay, so we're going to take 6. Unfortunate. But it looks like he's done after that. I'm just going to straight up play the Festerhide Boar and then attack. He's still going to get in with the Kessig Wolf, but that leaves back the Dawn-Treader Elk and the Wolf, the Young Wolf. Unless he has another trick, of course. And then this way I can play the Butcher's Cleaver and have Break of Day up next turn, so the Festerhide Boar can eat the Kessig Wolf. Oh, wow, Nightbird's Clutches. That's a little bit awkward. Alright, so we're going to take 6 here again, and then die next turn if we don't draw a creature. Or actually, we're just dead unless we can draw 2 creatures, actually. Alright, we're dead here. Curved out a little bit too fast for us. I guess I should have played the Butcher's Cleaver a little bit sooner, but I guess that is my own fault. So I think I'm going to take out the Demon Male. And Spare from Evil seems decent, so we're going to go ahead and do that. We'll submit the deck, and we're going to be on the play this time, so hopefully we can get a good enough hand to support it. And yeah, this is good enough. I mean, it's not fantastic, but Gathered Townsfolk and Midnight Haunting, pretty good. Do need to draw land, obviously, for the Midnight Haunting and the Voice of Spirit. Another Young Wolf, eh? That's too bad. Don't want him to play an Elk here because I'm not blocking. Hopefully I can get in for 2 damage. But of course he has it. Oh, and we did not draw land, so forced to pass, unfortunately. Snap blocking the Dawn-Treader Elk with both my guys via attacks here. Absolutely A-okay with this trade. Yeah, he plays a Villagers, sure. Alright, nice, we drew a land. So we have a few options. It's either Voiceless Spirit or Scorned Villager. And I think I'm going to play the Scorned Villager here. So if we draw land, we can just instantly play the Geist-Honored Monk. Or if he doesn't play anything, we can also play the Geist-Honored Monk. And he might actually be a little bit more inclined to play, or not play anything, because he has the villagers, which would be pretty sweet. Like, he wants his guy to flip. So, hopefully... Oh, nope, he did not bite. He did not bite, but we drew a land anyway. Good for us. We'll get a 4/4 monk and 2 1/1 flyers. And that should stem any of the bleeding for a while. Plus, we're still at 15 life. And now we have a ton of cute things that we can do with our hand. Yeah, and he's not... obviously not attacking. Alright, so we can get 3... we can get 3 power worth of, or sorry, 3 creatures on the board. So that is why I'm attacking with the Geistarnder Monk here. If he blocks with any of his Stalker, we kind of blow him out. Perfect. Just what we want him to do. So we eat one of the Stalker triggers, and he takes 2 damage. And we develop our board quite nicely. Now we have 6 power worth of flyers, which is really hard for him to deal with. Like, unless he has the one-eyed scarecrow, we're in quite a good position here. Like, I guess he has to have Blasphemous Act or some multiple removal spells in order to deal with the threats that we have on the board right now. Again, flyers tend to be really good against red-green. They do have a few good options to them. Crushing Vines, I talked about that during the draft portion. The common one-eyed scarecrow, which you can get out of 2 of the packs. I mean, he could also have like Geistcatcher's Rig. He can't play it obviously since he needs 6 mana. Warden of the Wall is fine, but like the red-green deck doesn't really want to play defensive creatures like the one-eyed scarecrow unless it's in its sideboard. Crushing Vines is fine, and Geistcatcher's Rig is fine, but they're just so one-targeted. I mean, he could deal with the Voice of Spirit if he has one of them, but the 4 spirits are still... the 4 1/1 flying spirits are still going to come at him. Alright, so he's sitting in the tank here. I'm going to go ahead and pause it. Oh, he lost connection to the game. Yeah, definitely pausing. Alright, well, he opted to simply concede after rejoining the game. So we got our 8 packs and our 1 QP. So, hey, thanks for watching our Nummy Plays, folks. And until next time, we will see you later.